Hello, hello. Hey guys, it's Jamie. Let me know when you get here and say, hey, this is streaming on my Financial Literacy for Women Business Owners Facebook group. If you're not in it, come join us. We're having lots of great discussions over there. This is also streaming live on my business Facebook page, Balance CFO. And this is streaming live on YouTube as well. So if you're joining me from YouTube, hello to you as well. So today is, gosh, I don't even know what day it is most of these days anymore, but it is Wednesday, June 10th. And we are going to be talking about something a little bit different from what we typically have. So lately, a lot of you guys know that lately what we've been talking about is really around all the stimulus stuff going on. So I've been harkening back to my CPA roots and kind of diving into all the guidance, all the stimulus things that are coming out, the new acts, PPP, EIDL. Hey, Megan, say hey when you guys are here. And we have been decoding all of that. And really that has grown so much in the group. And my YouTube channel has grown so much over the last couple of days. Hey, Beth, or days, months. I don't even know how long it's been at this point. I was thinking about the fact that the CARES Act passed on April 27th the other day, and the fact that it's been almost 2.5 months now that all of this has been going on, and it feels like such a whirlwind. It both feels like, you guys probably feel this too, it both feels like yesterday, and it also feels like an eternity ago. Just in this world that we're living in now. Hey, Cheryl. And so now, of course, we're still in the middle of a lot of that. So people are still getting loan offers and getting PPP and trying to figure out what they're going to do stimulus-wise and worrying about unemployment and all of those things. So I'm fully aware that all of that is still happening right now. But I also think in the middle of this right now, there's not been anything, well, this is sad when I say there's not been anything new recently, when the last new thing happened last Friday. That this is the world we live in, where 4 days without something new coming out is is an anomaly. Right now, just to kind of give an overview, the main thing we're waiting on right now is the PPP Flexibility Act passed last week that made a lot of changes to PPP that we are waiting to see what's going to happen with. So right now that act has passed, we have to wait on Treasury guidance that will help us interpret the act. You best believe I'm going to be on top of it as soon as anything comes out. I've been watching all the time to see if any guidance has come out. Hopefully something this week will come out, and I'll be able to explain some additional things that have kind of been left hanging right now since that act was passed. So you'll see a summary, though. I have a YouTube video out there about the changes from the act and what we know and what we don't. And I have a summary in the Facebook page as well. So you can check those out if you don't know what I'm talking about. But today, like I said, we're talking about something a little bit different today. So what I want to do right now is talk about, look, so many of you guys, the group right now is over 22,000 people are in the Facebook group. When, just kind of taking this back a little bit, when this all started, I think it was February, beginning of February, I hit 5,000 members in the group. And now we're at 22,000. So some of you guys have been like my OGs. You've been around here for a while. You were here before the stimulus sort of became what this group was about, right? And some of you guys have told me, like, Jamie, this is all great, but like, when are we getting back to the other stuff, right? Like back to what I typically do, which is, some of you guys may not even know, I teach financial literacy. So I work as a virtual CFO for multiple women-owned businesses, but really I'm moving more into my financial literacy coaching and teaching business because I really like the education side of things. I love teaching you guys. I love working with you guys. And that's really where my business is going now. And I do that through online courses. So I launched one back in January that went really, really well. And that's typically what I do. So I'm a CPA, yes, but I don't really do taxes. I've gotten so many of you guys asking me, to be your accountant, and I don't do any of that anymore. So I'm much more like group coaching and courses. So what I want to talk to you about today is just, what do we do now, right? Like, some of you guys, I fully understand you are right in the middle of all of this. You are sitting in the middle of all of the crazy. It's not really getting any better for you. And I want you to know I will be here throughout this whole time. I am continuing to delve into this group and really give free information, free answers to your questions on all things COVID related, because I believe that that is a calling on my heart to do and something I don't take money for. I refuse to take money for any of that because I think it is something that I was in a position to be able to help, and I'm just glad to be able to do that. So, what I want to say is we have so much engagement right now. We have so much engagement in this group. So many people are posting and talking and interacting with each other, and I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. Here's my fear. Here's my fear, you guys, that after all of this starts getting better, right? That after we start opening back up and the mass concerns about how am I gonna, get money in to keep my business going start to go away, that we sort of go back to what it was before. And that the focus on finances that has happened, right? The focus that we have put into understanding what's going on, realizing we need to know because we're trying to get government funding or for any other reason, that focus goes back to taking a back seat. Because I know, as somebody who teaches this stuff, I absolutely know how easy it is to put this stuff on the back burner and to worry about it later, right? Like I absolutely know how that goes. This stuff, when I say this stuff, I'm talking about finance, accounting, taxes. I'm talking about the number side of your business, right? I'm talking about the actual running the numbers or running your business based on the numbers, right? And I think oftentimes as business owners, we run it based on gut, and we don't always spend as much time in understanding the numbers and really delving into even some of the basics around finances. And sometimes that's self-employed people, right? Because you maybe don't even really, or independent contractors, you don't even really necessarily see yourself as a business owner, but you are, right? For tax purposes, you are. For all intents and purposes, you are a business owner. And so I think sometimes that causes us to put things off that we really need to learn about. And that is my passion, is teaching business owners about this stuff and teaching you it's not as hard as you make it out to be in your head, right? Understanding financial statements, understanding taxes, understanding accounting. It's not as hard. You don't need to know everything. You don't need to know everything. And I think we think we do. And then we get overwhelmed and then we're like, I don't even know. I'm not even going to touch it, right? But it's because we think we need to know all the things when really there is a subset of things you need to know that will make a big difference in your business and will give you so much more confidence in making decisions and running your business and having conversations with your CPA. I can't tell you how many people tell me, firstly, they're always surprised when they hear I'm a CPA because I guess I'm not a typical CPA. So I like to laugh at when I think about what people picture in their head as the typical CPA, right? It's usually like Larry down the street. I don't know. I'm curious. You guys tell me what you picture in your head when you talk about, a typical CPA. But usually what I get when I ask people that question, they're like, well, he's like late 60s. He's been doing this for 40 years. He's got glasses, he's probably balding. Larry, my good friend Larry down the street, right? He's a very, very kind and gentle man. He means well. He's still like faxes documents, and but obviously like that's just the picture that we have. That's not necessarily the reality. But I think a lot of people who so Megan says someone who doesn't respond. I think that's the other thing that we're dealing with right now is this situation of people are realizing that their service providers may not be as helpful as they would have helped in a time when they really needed them. And that does mean it's probably time to relook at your service providers. But I think a lot of people think about the intimidating conversation of talking to their CPA. It's like, would you rather go get a root canal or go talk about your taxes with your CPA? Because a lot of times there's a feeling of maybe that there's an intimidation factor there. There's I don't know, they use terms that I don't necessarily know, and they try to almost intimidate, and you just kind of smile and nod and that kind of thing. And I think that once you make the decision, and I do see that this is a total generalization, but in my experience, what I have seen is that women do this more than men. That women do tend to kind of pull back, and they're like, yep, I get it, because they don't want to look like they don't know what they're talking about. And instead of asking the questions, they stay quiet, right? And so that's why I was like, no, I need to make something that makes it like, I need to, that's why I created my group to begin with, was I wanted a safe place where you didn't feel awkward asking questions. If you guys, you'll notice anytime somebody says, this is probably a dumb question, I will answer that with words matter, you guys, words matter. It's not a dumb question. There are no dumb questions, okay? There really are not. The fact that you were asking it is a huge step. So what I wanted to do with that is talk about a commitment I want you guys to make. And that commitment is the commitment right now that you will make a change. If you have felt, and I have, so many people have told me this, you guys, so many people throughout this have just been like, this whole season in my business has taught me how much I need to know about my business finances and that I can't put it off anymore and that I need to learn this stuff. A lot of you guys are hearing a lot of these things. You probably didn't know what a Schedule C was, did you? Until about 2 months ago. And now you could quote Schedule C line 31 net profit, right? Like you can learn this stuff quickly. And I think that especially now, some of you guys are still in this and maybe you have loans and things like that, that you are going to have some requirements on you for specifically like the EIDL loan. You have to have financial statements. You want to be able to understand those that you're going to have to give potentially to the SBA and things like that. So this is going to continue with the PPP loan. There's a lot of tracking that you need to do and understanding of the expenditures that are going on in your business. So I think this all runs in tandem. And I want to continue to teach. I'm going to keep showing up here for free. Some weeks it's going to be more COVID related, depending on what's going on. Some weeks it's going to be just general topics on financial literacy for you guys that I think would be useful, back to what we were doing before all of this, right? But I want you guys to make a commitment. And I want you guys to say, you know what, something good can come of this, right? Like something good. We're all going to walk out of this, whether personally or business or whatever. We had a whole thread that was such an interesting thread. It was a couple of weeks ago, but it was talking about what is going to change for you, right? There's a lot of bad that has happened in this season. I cannot deny there's a lot of bad, but there can be good. And good specifically comes out of persistence and resilience. And good specifically comes out of deciding to make changes and keeping up with things and doing things differently. So in my personal life, I already, we started family game night. It's the best thing ever. I'm like, why did we not do this always? Like every single night before my kids go to bed, we play a family game. So we've been playing Life and Uno and all the fun things. And it really, my kids look forward to it. They're so excited about it. It's a bonding time for us, all of that kind of things. So all of those kind of things. I don't know. I didn't say that correctly. I need more coffee this morning, I think. So there are some good things that we can say, you know what, this helped to shine a light on something that needed a light shined on it, probably, because otherwise we get inundated with daily life, right? And we don't always learn the lessons we need to learn. And so I've heard so many people tell me finances is one of the things that they are like, I will not, continue on the way I was continuing, whatever that looks like for you, right? Maybe it's just I want to learn a little bit more. Maybe it's I need to do a full on deep dive and learn all the things, whatever it is for you. I know that this season has evoked that. And so you're like, what is this getting to, Jamie? Okay. So a lot of you guys, and Heather says she's already signed up. So Heather, you're announcing for me. And I saw you had signed up, Heather, which is awesome. So what I want to tell you guys about is finally my Financial Fitness Basics course, which I've been talking about. It's been on my heart for a long time to do this course because I have another course. It's more in financial management, cash management, paying yourself, that kind of stuff. It's a signature course. That's what I do only once a year. But what I keep getting asked for is but the basics, right? People are getting stuck at the beginning or with some of the more basic concepts of accounting, finance, and taxes. And if they would just get through those and feel confident in those, it would make such a big difference. And I think people feel like, I don't know where to start. I don't know what I don't know. And it's things like entity structure. Am I the right entity structure? I have no idea. What are the differences between all these different entities and what should I be? It's things like, how should I be tracking my income and expenses? Why does it matter? What's best practices for doing that? It's things like financial statements. What the heck is a P&L, a profit and loss, right? Some people are just now, kind of hearing that terminology. And I remember, this is something we've been talking through too, is with PPP at one point, you could apply with a P&L. And people said, well, I don't know what that is, right? So what is a P&L, but not just what is a P&L, what is it for? How do you read it? Why is profit different than cash, right? What what makes up this kind of profit number, and understanding that. What is a balance sheet, right? That one is a little bit more nebulous. Even folks, if you're like, I got the profit and loss down, you're like, I don't know, the balance sheet's a little weird. How do those things interact? What the heck is equity, right? All of those are questions that I have been getting, that I kind of made my most frequently asked questions sort of bucket. And then I developed a course. So I made a course for you guys. I am launching it today. I sent out an email already to my wait list because I had a ton of you guys interested who signed up for the wait list. I think like 20 of you have already bought, and that email went out like a little over an hour ago, which is amazing, you guys, that you're putting that stake in the ground like you, Heather, and being like, I'm going to make changes now. I'm not going to let this momentum die. I'm going to make a commitment to myself and to my business to make a change and learn these things. And the first thing that you can do is to start with this. And taxes, I get so many questions on different types of taxes, payroll taxes versus income taxes. How do you pay estimated taxes, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And so I just created a course, and it is easy to get through. I did not want this to be a 10-hour course because who the heck can get through a 10-hour course? I'm trying to keep the core content to 3 hours or less in total. It's 3 modules with different lessons within the modules. It's to the point. It's the things that you need to know that will make a difference, and not all the other stuff. And I've tried to explain it. Like, hopefully if y'all have been around for a while, you know I'm really big on explaining things in a way that makes sense and are anti-jargon. And, I'm not going to sit here and talk debits and credits, y'all. No, this is not an accounting 101 class. This is what you need to know as a business owner to understand the basics of your finances. That's what it is. So Megan says, how do you join the waitlist? You don't have to anymore because it's open for sale. So there is a 2-week promo period, you guys, and this is why I want you to listen. It's only the specials and the bonuses I'm giving, and I'm giving a pretty big discount as well because of what's going on right now. Because of this is a first-time launch, and just because of being cognizant of where you guys are, where a lot of people are, with kind of still coming back from all the things that have been going on lately, and with COVID and all of that. I want to respect that. So I'm giving you a big discount. So listen up because you need to buy soon to be able to get these things. So go to balancecfo.com/basics. That's where you're going to see the sales page. And I will be emailing the rest of the list. If you hadn't signed up on the wait list, you will get an email later today with all this information as well. Don't worry, which we'll walk through it and go through the different modules. But that's where you're going to be able to see the sales page and read what the course is about, so that you can kind of make a commitment and say, you know what, I'm going to learn more. This is the stuff I sell. So many of you guys have been asking me for months, like trying to get my Venmo account to give me money, which no, like I said, I'm not taking money for any of this stuff for COVID. This is what I sell. So this is the thing. This is what's near and dear to my heart, which is teaching financial literacy. I think you can make such a big difference in your business by just understanding some key concepts, and give you so much more confidence, you guys. Like so much more confidence in the decisions you make in your business. So much more confidence just understanding that you're the right entity structure, and that you're not paying too much in taxes, and that you understand how all of that works, right? So I think knowledge is power. Right? We know that knowledge is power. So this is kind of my way of saying, like, here's a crash course for you, no matter where you are starting from. So some of you guys may be like brand new. You might even be like, I'm thinking about starting a business, or you have a side hustle or something like that. This does apply to you, by the way. My side hustlers, my self-employed people, my independent contractors, this is all relevant for you. All of it. Okay. And my small business owners as well. All relevant for you. Because these are just the key concepts. So what's the name of the course? It is Financial Fitness Basics is what it's called. My signature course is Financial Fitness Formula. Like I said, that's more around cash management. That's around maximizing profit, paying yourself more. That will be launched likely in the fall. I have it planned for. That's a slightly different type of model. There's some live component to that course, but this one is more of a lower price point course to get you guys in, to give you guys the basics that you need right now in a way that you can kind of quickly take that in and start working with it right in this moment, because I think this is a great time to be doing it. Okay, so lots of questions about the course. Let me really quickly first, here, I'm going to go, the link is up. And Megan signed up. Yay! Awesome, Megan. And so did Kim. Yay! I love hearing you guys. I do watch. I have been watching as the signups come in. It's really, really fun to watch, like names that I have seen that have been active in this group buying, and it warms my heart to see. Honestly, it warms my heart to see. So I'm gonna first, before I even jump into it here, I'm gonna show you my screen so that you guys can get an idea of what it looks like. So when you go to that link, this is what you're gonna see, the giant picture of me. If you're ready to buy, you can hit one of these sign up nows if you want to. But those are going to be for the full pay option. There are 2 different options for paying, which I will show you. It's got the countdown clock going. We've got a 2-week launch period. You'll see some information you can read through about what the course is, et cetera, an adorable picture of me going like this and avoiding my finances. And then it walks through the modules. So if you want to know exactly what's in here, I'm going to show you. There's a module on fundamentals. Like I said, this is going to be entity structure. This is going to be making sure that you're operating your business as a business, right? Not as a hobby. How do you operate your business as a business? What are the things that you need to have in place to be able to do that? How and why to track your data. Okay, and I'm going to get to an exciting bonus I have on that one as well. And then we're going to go into decoding financial statements. This is where we talk about what's an income statement, what's a balance sheet, how do these things interact. We're going to talk a little bit about cash flow and cash flow forecasting as well, because cash flow is really important when you talk about financial statements. So you're going to get really an understanding, why is profit and why are they not the same? What is making these things different? All of these things. So then we're going to get to module 3, which is demystifying taxes, which is all the tax stuff, not in that dry, boring type of way, in a way that will make sense, in a way where really my whole point with this course, I want you guys to get to like that aha moment. I want you guys to have a moment where you're like, oh, okay, like that makes sense. Like that just like, I want that click, that when people tell me that, I'm like, you know, that is the point of this. I want you guys to have that aha, that light bulb moment where it finally clicks and you're like, I get it. Like, I get it. This is not so hard, right? And it changes everything. Okay, but let's talk about these launch bonuses because these are awesome. So these, again, only for 2 weeks. I got a bunch of different things I want to show you. Okay, first launch bonus. So many of you guys are S-Corps, thinking about S-Corps. I can't tell you how many questions I've gotten lately, specifically when we've been dealing with PPP about, well, I'm an S-Corp, but I didn't pay myself W-2 wages. I didn't pay myself a reasonable salary. I didn't pay everything I've been taking out as in draws. And so many people are shocked that's not the way you're supposed to handle an S-Corp if you're an owner. And I think that's because we get in this world of like, S-Corp is better because you save taxes. Maybe you can. And I'll walk through when you do and when you wouldn't save taxes. When does it make sense to be an S-Corp? But also, what are the requirements when you are? So one of the bonuses that I'm putting in here is all about S-Corps, you guys, okay? Limited time bonus module, all about S-Corps. We're going to talk about reasonable salary. We're going to talk about paying yourself. We're going to talk about how to determine that. We're going to talk about the other requirements that you have as an S-Corp that are different from if you are a different entity structure, okay? We're going to talk about all of those things. So I know a lot of you guys have asked these questions, and I keep saying that's why I had to put this in here. Now, if you're not interested in S-Corp, you can ignore that bonus module if you want to, right? It's outside of the core content. But I think it's a really useful thing to listen to if you are thinking about becoming an S-Corp, or even if you are one and you aren't sure if you're doing everything the way you're supposed to. This will help, okay? Okay. So, and I have seen so many of you guys, like you guys are making me so excited. I don't know who this is, but I'm excited that you're signed up too. Yeah, I want to make it really, really easy to understand. Look, so many of you guys are signed up. Yay, yay. I love y'all. You guys are awesome. Thank you, Bree. I put a lot of work into like creating this out. And by the way, if you buy, it's going to be ready June 29th. That is when the course will drop for you to be able to start watching. That'll be after the 2-week launch period. Then it will come to your email and you'll have it ready. Okay. So then second bonus, really excited about this. I don't know if she's on here. Say hello if you are, Courtney. Okay. Bonus number 2 is a special live workshop. Again, this is just for like this 2-week time period, special live workshop with Courtney Boudet, who is my QuickBooks guru. I know a little bit about QuickBooks. Like I know a little bit. I can hold my own in a QuickBooks discussion, but I also know people that know a heck of a lot. So a lot of you guys ask me questions about, there she is. Hey, Courtney, about QuickBooks, about different things to do within QuickBooks, how to get it set up. We're going to talk about setup and how to make sure it's set up correctly, right? We're going to talk about some of the major issues that people run into with QuickBooks, right? Some troubleshooting, that kind of thing. And she's going to take your questions in this amazing workshop that is going to be live. So we'll give you the schedule on that. It's going to be in July, and there will be a replay if you can't make it, but hopefully you can, because you can ask your questions live. But you have to buy into Financial Fitness Formula or Financial Fitness Basics to get it. Okay. That I'm really like, I thought about this with Courtney, and I asked her, I think for something else. And she was like, well, why don't we just do a whole workshop? And I said, yes, let's do a whole workshop. That sounds amazing. So you get this whole bonus workshop, which to be honest is worth more than probably the entire price of the course. Just saying. And then you get all the guides and the workbooks that will accompany. It's not just me with lessons. There's also going to be ways for you to put this into practice and some tools and things like that you can get a hold of that will help you actually put all of this into practice and really get the most out of it. So I like to have different guides and worksheets to go along with the modules to really drive home the point. So that's really what you're going to get. Oh, and also, but I forgot there was a fourth bonus. It's a lifetime access. So you do get this course forever. You will be able to, if you don't have time right now, you don't have to do it right now. You can do it later. I do recommend you do it now, or you can do it now and do it later, right? Just, maybe once a year, do a little brush up, and I will continue to update it, and you will have access to those updates as well. Okay. Yeah. So as Bree says, yeah. So Bree knows Courtney as well. So she knows her stuff around this. So I swear it does. It pays for the whole thing. So, okay. Sticker price of the course, $279. Now I think it's worth a heck of a lot more than that, but I know how many people need this. And so I'd rather more of you get this for less than probably the value of it. Right. And have it at an affordable price. But for this 2-week time period, okay, and I'd rather go ahead and buy it today. Don't wait the 2 weeks, right? You don't want to miss it. You don't want to accidentally forget, right? Buy it today. Special launch offer, $100 off. $100 off of that $279. So it is going to be $179. This price is not going to exist again, y'all. Okay, this is a one-time launch bonus. And the price is going to increase after the launch period as well. And then the bonuses as well are part of this launch period, okay? So you want to make sure that you get that. And there's a couple different options. So I typically like to also give a payment plan option. Just if, coming up with $179 at once isn't as easy for you, you can do a 2-pay where you pay $97 today and $97 a month from now. So that might make it easier as well. So we're getting rid of an entire payment. Normally this would be 3 payments of $97. It's 2 payments of $97 for this launch period. Okay. All right. So most of you guys stayed with me, so that's great. Let me know what questions that you have around the course. I'm also going to jump in really quickly here, and you'll be able to kind of pick whichever one, you want to based on, just click on that one. If you have any trouble with checkout or anything like that, sometimes there are some technical issues. If you have any trouble with it at all, email support@balancedcfo.com. You'll see the email on the checkout screen as well. So you'll want to do that. Okay, so let me jump out of this really quickly and come back over here if it will let me. Uh-oh, I'm stuck. Here we go. Okay, so I'm going to remove that from the screen. So really quick, I want to give a shout out, and I want to also check to see, because a lot of you guys have said you've bought. So let me just refresh my screen and give some shout outs, because this means a lot to me, you guys. This is something I pour my heart out into these courses. This is really this is the main part of my business. This is what keeps my business going. So it's very much appreciative. Even the amount of support I've gotten, even just so far today, is amazing. And it is extremely appreciated. And I'm glad so many of you guys are interested. I hope we get a ton of signups. Okay, so let me jump in and see how many we have right now. Oh my gosh. Okay, we have 34 members right now. So just while I've been on this, quite a few more of you have jumped in here. So let me see. Okay, so welcome Tracy, Kelly, Amy, Kim, Autumn, Christina, Maribel, Melissa, Kate, Shifan, Susan, Heather, Tina, Steph, Carrie, two Carries, Carrie with an I and Carrie with an R-I-E. Elisa, Susie Smith, if you're on here, you were the very first person to buy. I saw it. I noticed it. I think it was within 8 minutes of the email I sent to my wait list. 8 minutes. Susie Smith, Stephanie, Pauline, Jessica, Linda, Anne, Adela, Sheila. So many names I recognize. This is amazing, y'all. Sonia, Lisa, Mindy, Melora, Megan, Lisa, Holly, Tracy, Melissa, Angie. Awesome. This is great. Keep signing up, y'all. Okay. So a couple of things that I want to make sure I note, right? We had a whole conversation last week, and it was an important conversation, but it is not a one-time conversation. Importantly, about the commitment that I'm making to champion for racial inequality. That was not a 1 week, okay, we're good now, business as usual. This is not business as usual. Need y'all to know that. So a couple of things that are important about this launch. 10% of proceeds are going to be going to the National Urban League and other charities that support Black equality. The National Urban League does a ton with education and jobs, including helping people start businesses, healthcare and justice, and all of the things. And it really speaks to my heart and speaks to where we are right now. And so that's really important to me. So 10% of all the profits going to that organization and other organizations similar to that. Okay. Also, I'm offering 5 scholarships to women of color. So you will see that in the email as well. You will see a link to apply for that scholarship. And again, I've sent the email to my waitlist this morning. After this, I'm going to send it to the rest of you guys so that everybody can see it. It will have a link to the scholarship. If you want to apply for that, I will announce the winner of the scholarships next week on my live. Carol, check out. You can go back and watch this, or you can go check out the page, which is balancedcfo.com/basics. It's all the basics of finance, accounting, and taxes you need to know as a self-employed person or a small business owner. So if you're in that place where you're like, I just need to understand, I need to start this journey, right? I need to understand what are the most important things that I need to know as a small business owner in the area of finance, accounting, and taxes. This is it. I've jam-packed it in there in a way that makes sense. I love y'all. You guys are so excited. Like, I love the excitement right now. I don't even need my coffee this morning. Y'all are all ready for this. I so appreciate the support of this community. I have to say that first. Like, I so appreciate the support that you guys have had for me. You know, I will continue to support you. I love to support your businesses, all the things. So, thank you. Thank you for those of you that are signing up. Even if you can't right now, I understand it. The course will be available. It will be at a different price. It is, you guys, though, I got to say this, tax person, it's tax deduction. It's tax deduction, you guys. Okay. So know that it is a tax deduction. So it's even cheaper really when you kind of, take the tax piece out of it. So I think that, but overall, it's going to be an investment in your business, and it's going to be an investment in you. And I think it will really help you. And I think it's making that commitment right now that is going to make a big difference going on into the future. So thank you. Yay. I'm so glad, Amberly. I'm so glad. Yeah, and that's the thing, like, we all need to be in a place where we are trying to figure out how we can make a greater difference, right? Like, business is business, but it needs to be more than that. There's so much so much good we can do with our business, and in our communities, and I feel like when you do that and when you put that first, you end up being more successful anyway, right? Like, when you really do that with the right heart, I think that you will see more success in life. And that is the thing with, the amount of time and effort I've dedicated to helping this community. It's so important to me. I've seen the love, I've seen the growth, I can't even, sometimes I think about it and it's insane to me what has happened in these short period of months. And the support that I have felt, I want you guys to know that is not lost on me. The support that you guys have had for me, and now hopefully for my business as well. It means a lot. So if you can't do it, go subscribe to my YouTube channel, go like my business page. Like, there are other ways that you can support me if this doesn't make sense for you right now. But if you can swing it, it means a lot, and I think it will really help you. Is it EIDL approved? I knew I was going to get this question. So not PPP. You cannot use PPP for this, but it might free up some money. EIDL, I think cost-wise, it's probably fine, but I'm not going to, I'm not going to necessarily encourage you to use a loan to pay me. But again, if it frees up additional money for you in other ways, yes. Anyway, I knew I was going to get that question. Y'all are funny. Okay. So I love you guys. Let me know if you have any more questions at all. You are welcome. Again, this is a commitment that I'm making that is a long-term commitment that will be a part of my business model and a part of my life for a long time. And I hope others do the same. And you guys are great. Let me know. Send me emails, support@balancedcfo.com if you have questions specifically on the course. That's the box that we're going to be monitoring for questions on the course or questions on checking out or any questions that you have at all. There's also some FAQ on the actual sales page, so you can check that out. But thank you guys for the love, and thank you. And I'll see you guys later. Bye-bye. Happy Wednesday.